Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So as many of you guys know, I was recently just in Dallas, Texas for an awesome event called Aquashella. So Aquashella was an aquarium festival that I attended and it was so much fun, so I wanted to make this video to show you guys some of my favorite parts of Aquashella. So first off, I want to start by showing you guys one of my favorite things that I saw at Aquashella, and that was this amazing Paludarium by Custom Aquariums / Custom Cages. So for a big reptile and fish lover such as myself, you guys can probably see why I liked this setup so much. So this here was a Paludarium, and what that means is it's basically sort of, you know, has some water in it and land, so I don't really know how to describe it very well, but it's like kind of a mix of water and land. And they had a variety of different species living in here, including a beautiful caiman lizard. So caiman lizards are actually a species of lizards that are quite aquatic. They spend a lot of time in the water. So a caiman lizard is like the perfect animal to have such a beautiful Paludarium for. So this was by far one of my favorite things that I saw there. I would absolutely love to have one of these in my own home. I've actually recently been thinking about the idea of possibly setting up my own Paludarium, so I was very fascinated by this one, and I'm sure you guys can see why. There was a variety of different fish living in the water section of the Paludarium, such as some neon tetras and angelfish, which I thought was really cool. Neon tetras are one of my favorite little fish. I think they're just so beautiful and pretty, so I really like that. And then of course there was the caiman lizard in here, who I love. So not only was the inside of the Paludarium beautiful, you can see all of the leaves and branches and everything that went into this. It's an amazing setup, but the outside of it was amazing as well. It's like a beautiful piece of furniture with the wooden bottom and the wooden top. I think it's just absolutely beautiful all over, and if you couldn't tell, I am obsessed with it. So along with the Paludarium, they actually had some vision cages on displays as well. They had some different snakes living inside of them, which I think is cool. Again, as a big reptile person, it was neat to see this at an aquarium show. So over here is something else that I was very interested in at Aquashella. They had a beautiful seahorse tank. So the tank that the seahorses are in was actually made by Custom Aquariums, and then the seahorses that you see here were bred by Alyssa's Seahorse Savvy. So these are all captive bred seahorses, which I think is awesome. So another amazing part of Aquashella was this room that you see here, which was just full of beautiful artwork that glows under the black light. It was so neat and super unique. The art was beautiful. It was made to look like coral, so it felt like you were walking in like some neat underwater room. It was really awesome to see. I thought that it was so neat. Seeing how much work went into all of this was really amazing. I'm not a huge artist myself, but I definitely love to appreciate art, so this room was one of the big highlights to me. At Aquashella, there was a ton of beautiful betta fish, which I absolutely loved. I think betta fish are some of the most underrated fish out there because they're just so beautiful. They come in so many different colors. I think that they're absolutely amazing. So I was super happy to see so many bettas there, some really awesome ones. There were two bettas that stood out in particular to me, and those are these fish that you see here. So these bettas are actually really unique because they are double finned. They have two tail fins almost, and because of that they are worth around $7,000, which is insane. That's a lot for a fish. They were really neat, and I'm super glad I got to see these in person. From what I was told, there's very few of these in the world, if not none of them aside from these two. I believe someone said they might have been the only ones in the world, but I might be wrong, so don't hold me to that. Aquashella had a ton of beautiful freshwater aquariums. One of my favorites was this neon tetra tank that you see here. This tank was super cool. It's just full of a ton of neon tetras, and they were all just swimming in circles all day long, which is really neat. I loved this tank. Aquashella also had a shrimp contest going on, and I never actually knew that shrimp were such a big deal, but I learned a lot about them and I find them really interesting now, so I'm really excited to learn more about shrimp because they are a lot cooler than I thought they were. And of course, there was a ton of beautiful coral at Aquashella. There were so many coral vendors there, so many neat corals to see in person. I wish that I remembered to use like a filter to filter out the blue light when I was filming, but I didn't. But thankfully, I don't think the footage is too bad. So let's go ahead and enjoy some of the corals that I saw at Aquashella because they are beautiful. There was also some super fun contests going on at Aquashella, such as this scape-off between the King of DIY and George Farmer. So this was the freshwater scape-off. There was actually a saltwater scape-off as well, but unfortunately I missed that one, so I only have footage of the freshwater one. They were really neat contests, really fun to watch. I really love seeing different aquascapes, so I really enjoyed watching these contests. And of course, I cannot forget the Pixie Belle Pug booth. They were so adorable. How can you not love a pug dressed up in fish costumes? That is just awesome. And then one of the other booths that I really liked was the Universal Rocks booth, and they were also responsible for this amazing setup that was in the Amazon room at Aquashella, which I thought was really neat. I really liked seeing this. course, I cannot forget the Pet Fest and the Fish Tube booth. This is where I was actually set up most of the day in the Pet Fest booth, along with a bunch of other YouTubers, and there was a ton of cool YouTubers in the Fish Tube booth as well. So that was a big highlight for me. Just getting to be there as a creator was so awesome. So all of this said, that was my highlights of Aquashella video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also be sure to check out all of my social media. Everything is just EmmaSam99. It will all be down in the description below and I'd love to have you there. But once again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you all next time.